Who was Charlie Chaplin? Why was he exiled from Hollywood? How can laughter survive exile? Was Chaplin acting or confessing? How can tragedy sound like music? Charlie Chaplin, where laughter met philosophy.
April 16, 1889. In the poor district of Lambeth, London, a child was born who would one day make millions laugh. His mother, Hannah, was a singer and actress, but suffered from serious health problems. His father, Charles Chaplin Sr., was also a stage actor, yet addicted to alcohol and estranged from the family. Even as a child, Charlie faced not only hunger and poverty, but also the heavy burden of growing up without parents. At the age of 5, he appeared on stage for the first time when his mother lost her voice during a performance. The young boy stepped forward to replace her and received thunderous applause. That day became a turning point in his life. His mother was later hospitalized several times due to mental illness, while Charlie and his brother Sidney lived in orphanages and shelters. These hardships taught him that everything in life is temporary, but art is eternal. He learned to transform the silence and tears of his childhood into laughter. During this time on the streets of London, he became acquainted with pantomime and street comedy. The first sparks of acting were ignited in his heart.
Early career.
In his youth, Chaplin joined the Fred Carnot theater troupe, which specialized in pantomime and physical comedy. His performances during the troupe's tours in London and later in the U.S. caught Hollywood's attention. In 1914, he signed a contract with Keystone Studios. His cinematic journey had begun. At Keystone, he made over 35 short films. It was here that his legendary tramp character first appeared. The bowler hat, tight coat, cane, and peculiar walk became symbols of the proud yet downtrodden man of society. Chaplin managed to blend humor and tragedy, laughter and depth within the same frame. His early works were not merely comedies. They explored human psychology, social inequality, the pain of poverty, and the resilience of hope. This period was crucial in shaping his artistic identity.
Films and legacy.
From 1915 onward, Chaplin was no longer just an actor and mime artist. He became a director, producer, composer, and screenwriter, leaving a permanent mark on cinema. During his collaborations with SNA and Mutual Film Corporation, he produced short films like The Tramp, 1915, The Vagabond, 1916, and Easy Street, 1917, laying the ideological and visual foundation of his art. The Kid, 1921, Chaplin's first full-length feature, The Kid, remains one of the most emotionally and socially powerful films of its time. The bond between the tramp and the orphan child carries both dramatic and philosophical weight. The film reflected the harsh realities of poverty and the fragility of family life, grossing over $5 million worldwide, a record for that era. City Lights, 1931. Perhaps his most romantic and humanist film, City Lights was made when the silent era had already ended. Yet Chaplin insisted on remaining silent. The relationship between the tramp and the blind girl symbolized his deep compassion and love for humanity. The final scene, when the girl recognizes his hand, remains one of cinema's most moving moments. Notably, one scene was shot 342 times, showing Chaplin's pursuit of perfection. Modern Times, 1936. Here Chaplin critiqued the dehumanizing effects of industrialization. Workers trapped in endless mechanical routines, bodies enslaved to conveyor belts, and souls consumed by machinery became a haunting metaphor. The scene where Chaplin is caught in the gears of a factory is both funny and terrifying. The image of a man turned into a machine. The film also reflected the despair of the Great Depression, poverty, unemployment, and hopelessness wrapped in laughter. In the end, he and the girl walk away smiling, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. The Great Dictator, 1940. This was Chaplin's boldest political statement. As Hitler's power rose, Chaplin parodied him through the character Adenoid Hinkle, both absurd and terrifying. It was one of the first films in cinema history to openly criticize fascism. The film's final monologue stands as a universal message. We think too much and feel too little. It was not a line from a character, but a plea from Chaplin himself, a message to humanity. Chaplin composed the music for most of his films, including the timeless melody, Smile, from Modern Times, later reinterpreted by artists like Michael Jackson and Nat King Cole. By minimizing dialogue, he emphasized the universality of visual storytelling. Through innovative editing, camera movement, and scene composition, he transformed cinema from entertainment into an art form. His films remain timeless because they speak of the human condition, of laughter as resistance. Key themes: the kid, fatherhood and family values; city lights, love transcending physical barriers; modern times, technology's impact on humanity; the Great Dictator, freedom of speech and humanism. Chaplin became more than a film star. He became a mirror of humanity and a silent cry of his era.
Philosophy and vision.
Chaplin's art was more than laughter. It was the language of the human soul. His silent figures on screen spoke louder than words. He acted with thought, questioned with gestures, and resisted through smiles. For him, the center of art was always the human being. While ideologies, systems, and technologies evolved, he focused his camera on the inner world of ordinary people: the poor, the jobless, the wanderers. Through these simple characters, he revealed profound truths about humanity. I am not here merely to make people laugh. I am here to make them think through laughter. Even in silence, his films spoke volumes. His choice to remain in the silent era long after talkies emerged was not technical, but philosophical. He knew words can deceive, but expressions, gestures, and silence are universal. In Modern Times, he showed how a man is swallowed by the industrial system, not condemning technology, but warning against losing humanity within it. We build machines but lose our feelings. Chaplin believed that modern man knows too much, yet understands too little. Progress without empathy is not true advancement. His characters were always from the lower class, humiliated by the rich, oppressed by systems, yet spiritually undefeated. In City Lights, the tramp who helps a blind girl sees more clearly than anyone else. His message was simple yet profound. We have eyes, but do we really see? Chaplin's philosophy was born not of despair, but of hope. No matter how broken things seemed, a smile, a gesture, or a glance always whispered, "It's not over yet." Laughter is the medicine that heals the pain of the soul. For Chaplin, laughter was not surrender, it was survival. Some of his most famous quotes: "Believe in yourself. If you don't, no one else will. Freedom begins in thought. If life is worth living, don't repeat it, live it." He was a philosopher without ever claiming to be one, an artist who thought deeply and felt profoundly.
Persecution and exile.
By the late 1940s, as the McCarthy era began in the US, fear of communism spread. Chaplin's leftist and humanist views, his calls for peace, and especially the Great Dictator, made him a target. In 1952, while traveling to Europe, he was banned from re-entering the United States. His residence permit was revoked, a striking example of political censorship in art. Chaplin settled in Switzerland, where he lived for the rest of his life. 20 years later, in 1972, he was invited back to receive an honorary Oscar. When he walked on stage, the audience applauded for 12 straight minutes, the longest ovation in Oscar history. It was not only a tribute to an artist, but to the conscience of humanity itself.
Facts.
Chaplin and Hitler were born in the same year and had similar mustaches, a similarity he used satirically in The Great Dictator. In a Charlie Chaplin look-alike contest held in 1947, Chaplin himself entered and came in third. He composed the music for all his films. His song Smile was later performed by Michael Jackson and Nat King Cole. He married 4 times and had 11 children. One of them, Geraldine Chaplin, became a famous actress. After his death, Chaplin's coffin was stolen and recovered months later. An event as bizarre as one of his films.
Conclusion.
Charlie Chaplin, an artist, philosopher, and revolutionary. His life is a lesson in perseverance, a journey from poverty to immortality. He showed the world that laughter is not just entertainment, it is resistance. Every character he created, every film he directed, every note he composed is a timeless story of humanity frozen in time.
Thank you for staying with us. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like our videos, and leave a comment.